Joe Hopkins here, and I'm being a little quiet because everybody's asleep, and I don't want to wake people up because then they get mad, you know. So on today's episode of You Need to Hear This Album, I'm reviewing Turnpike Troubadours, A Cat in the Rain, right? And why do you need to hear this album? Well, because it's a damn good album, that's what it is. If you hadn't heard of the Turnpike Troubadours, they're like country rock kind of stuff, right? Really reminds me of Bob Dylan or the band, that kind of vibe, right? The songwriting is like that kind of thing. Very country, banjo, fiddle, pedal steel guitar, the whole thing, right? But with really that kind of rock sensibility behind it, if that makes sense. I'll play a couple, just short clips of their stuff here.
Beneath your breast, still a million miles away. We're stuck. You've torn the place asunder, and you've left the party early. Finally worth more than a day labor wage. I wound on your shoulders, a pearl handle white. Solitary joy, temporary come. All the way, love can go blind.
Okay, so that gives you kind of an idea. This is a band that I got into a good bit, a number of years ago, really liked them, really liked their stuff, and then kind of forgot about them for a while, right? And I saw them on the YouTube channel Western AF. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's worth looking up, right? I find a lot of really good artists on that channel, and I saw recently they did like a session on Western AF, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember them. They're really good. Apparently they had a new album out, newish, 2023, but I hadn't heard it yet. So I went and checked it out, and it's worth checking out, right? It's on Spotify, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, they're not a huge band, but they're well known enough, And for guys like me that really like that kind of sound, I like the 70s, 80s country, which it's along those lines. I like that kind of folk style songwriting. I say folk style. It's very the songwriting reminds me a lot of Bob Dylan. I like I said, I also compared them to the band, which if you haven't heard of the band, I don't mean just a generic band, the band, right? Look them up. Good stuff, right? I guess they'd fall squarely in what is now known as Americana, which is a weird title, Americana. That basically just is kind of like taking anything that's folky, country-ish, and just slamming it together. You can have kind of a rock sound. I mean, a lot of stuff that would have been considered folk or country or, even southern rock now would just Americana. Kind of a bullshit name, if you ask me, title-wise. But yeah, I guess they fall into what that is now. I guess it's kind of good that they have titles like Americana. It makes it easier for me to find stuff I like in that kind of vein, in that sound, I suppose. I don't know. It's kind of weird what people call things, but regardless, they're a good band, and I like them, and you should check them out. They have quite a few albums out. They've been around for a number of years, right? They're by no means a new band, but I really dig this more recent album of theirs, and I really would recommend checking out their session on Western AF, just because it's like a little live set, and it is really good. While you're over there, man, look through the other stuff on Western AF. They're particularly, they have a lot of really good acts that do little live sessions for them, and I really dig it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if you're the kind of person that likes that sort of folky country sound with some rock in it, or if you don't know if you are. Maybe you haven't really found the right band to dig. And that's the kind of weird thing with genres like that. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that don't like country that I think would like this band and this album. There are a lot of people that are more into rock, maybe even harder stuff, that would dig this. Give it a shot, give it a try, even if that's not really your vibe, right? Even if you're not a country guy, you're not a folky, give it a listen, man. It's worth checking out. I think you'll dig it, because it really does kind of have, it has that rock feel to it. You know what I mean? It does. It's, well, it's like when Bob Dylan went electric, I guess. I don't know, something like that. And, man, I love the sound of fiddle and pedal steel. You know, that's nice. Steel guitar and fiddle together makes me happy. It does. That's the kind of guy I am, man. I dig everything, though, and I dig metal, and I think a lot of metalheads would like this album. And you know, that's my thought. That's my thought on it. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that kind of sound? Do you guys like bands like that? It's worth checking out. And if you like that, you know, check out me, because I do music too. There's links to streaming down below and a playlist here at the end. I think my current thing is called Sad and Alone Live from the Back Room. There's a playlist in a minute. It'll come up that has my face on it and is called that. And it's good. It's like acoustic. And yeah, man. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.